problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Why do you think that, SBO? Why?
Man, matter of fact, let's just jump right into that game since that's the topic in hand, and we're talking about the Big 12 championship between the Kansas State Wildcats and the number 3 TCU Horned Frogs. The Wildcats are 9-3 on the year, 8-3-1 against the spread, while the Texas Christian University Horned Frogs are 12-0 on the year, 9-2-1 against the spread. This line actually opened up in favor of TCU -1.5, and then there's been some movement. It went up a whole point. As far as the total, it opened up at 60. Right now, we're looking at 62.5 points. There are some 65s out there, but I'm looking at the 62. Not 65. I'm sorry, 62.5. Excuse me. But right now, there's a consensus is sitting at 6-2. Anywho, let's get to some actual factuals real quick for Kansas State. They're, like I said, they're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 6 out of the last 9 games. They are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Texas Christian University. K-State 7-2 straight up in the last 9 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. 12-1 straight up in the last 13 games when played in week 14. We're looking at how many times they've been playing in the Big 12 championship. So hasn't been that many. Like in the 90s, they was dogging it. Hell, they almost had a chance to win the whole deal. But they're also 4-1-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on the road. As far as TCU's actual factuals, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games, 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. The under sit 6 out of the last 7 against K-State. They 9-0 straight up in the last 9 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games played in the month of December. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when played on a Saturday. And they overs hit 5 out of the last 6 games in the last they said 5 out of the last 6 when playing on a Saturday. Injury reports right now, Adrian Martinez, he's questionable for the game, but most likely. But Will Howard is expected to start for Kansas State, as based on our notes. And safety Kobe Savage is questionable. As far as TCU's injury reports right now, wide receiver Tay Barber, he is questionable for this game. Last time we see K-State during rivalry week, they won 47-27, and TCU took care of business in a major way, beating Iowa State 62-14. So, with that being said, TCU, K-State, Marley, Big 12 Conference championship, and we got a Texas team in there knocking on the door to get into the playoff. Do you have a play for this one, my brother?
I do. I want SBO to tell me why he think K-State go win, though. I do want that, SBO. But I'm on the Horned Frogs here. You know the rules, 2.5. We're going to money line that boy. Not playing no games, championship week. I would like to know really quick, where is this game being played? Is it at Dallas?
It's so...
It was a neutral site. It's at AT&T Stadium. Got it.
It's yeah. So that's damn near home.
It's at Dallas Stadium.
We always play it.
Which is
right,
which is pretty much a home game for TCU. And essentially, because I was just looking at their home and away records is why I was curious about that. So ATS at the crib, they're 5-1. 9-2-1 overall ATS. I'm talking about TCU. 5-1 ATS at the crib. I just mentioned that. And they have literally everything to play for. Like, this is not about the Big 12 championship. This is about getting into the playoffs.
You know
what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, Kansas State's motivation is, I guess, Big 12 championship being spoiler, you know what I'm saying, for whatever that's worth in this situation. But I saw what that offense did to Iowa State defense. And don't get it twisted. Iowa State probably had the best defense in the Big 12. So and they put up what 30, 40, what they put? Oh, excuse me, 62 points on probably the best defense in the Big 12. They averaging 41 points a game, only giving up 24. I'm all over TCU here. I just think the motivation itself is just enough to get them. What's up, Big Boss? I see you.
Big Boss.
The motivation itself is more than enough to carry them through. I just don't know what K-State is playing. I mean, I understand it's a Big 12 championship and that's good for them, but that's not enough motivation for me when you got Duggan and the rest of the crew going for the first playoff in TCU history since the playoffs been started. And speaking of Duggan, Max, the quarterback for TCU, 29 touchdowns with just 3 interceptions. That's tied for 8th in the country. He's already thrown for over 3,000 yards. His QBR is at 79.7, damn near 80%. I'm taking TCU, man. I'm money lining them boys. Like I said before we even got on this game, I'm pulling for them to get into the playoffs for whatever reason. I don't know. I can't say they're going to beat any of those teams, but maybe it's the Texas thing that's in me. I want to see a Texas team in there, but I'm pulling for TCU. So give me TCU.
And I'm riding TCU money line too. Home game right there in Dallas. We really low key should take the boys up there and go to that game. To be honest with you, but anywho, I'm right there with you. TCU at the crib, at home, in the dome. Probably gonna pull out some fly unis, taking care of business, getting into the playoffs now. But that is our plays on that. But let's just talk playoffs right now for a sec, since it's on us. I don't think Michigan wants to play USC. I think Michigan really wants to play TCU. They want to play TCU. But TCU gonna have to come with it, to deal with that front seven. You know what I'm saying? That's the only deal. Linemen, they'll be able to. I mean, the linemen are gonna lean on them for a little bit, but they should be able to take care of that. But I just think, I don't know. We're gonna see the speed difference, but.
So would a USC though jump if they beat Utah? Both teams win. Will they jump? Because TCU got the hardest strength of schedule out of all 4 playoff teams that's left in the playoffs. So it's no way USC is going to jump them.
Nah,
Michigan.
If they stay undefeated, they stay undefeated. If they stay undefeated, then they good. You know what I'm saying? Now Georgia don't want to play Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma, excuse me.
Georgia don't want to play USC, but I love that in the first round.
Georgia don't want to play USC.
That'd be nice. I like it.
But those are on.
But before we move on real quick, because I know we pressed for time too.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.